I think it started well. This first week of camp really. Um, I mean, we got a great room this year. Obviously, two great leaders in CG and Mike. So I'm just trying to follow their lead. I'm just trying to go out there, get better every single day, and try to make explosive plays. So I think it's been a good start. I'm pretty happy with it, but gotta keep growing, gotta keep getting better every day.
Okay, next up is going to be Rick Stroud.
Hey, Scotty, we noticed that you've gotten a little bit bigger. What did you do for that? And then the time you've spent with Brady, just what has it been like in terms of, his attention to detail and the chemistry that you guys have already built before you got to training camp?
Yeah. So first up, to answer your first question, really just hard work this offseason, just getting in the gym, and it was a little bit more difficult this offseason with, the circumstances, but just finding a way to find a gym, find a place to work out, whether it be my garage or, other guys' garages or, whatever it may be. And just working hard because I knew that was going to be important for me. Just in all aspects of my game, just being a little bigger, a little bit stronger. So I really just tried to focus on that this off season. And now I just got to try and maintain what I built and not lose it with the, running so much in camp and everything like that. And then as far as with Brady and with my connection with him and everything, I think it's been good. We, like you said, we built it up this offseason a little bit. As you guys know, we were working out, trying to get on the same page because we didn't have the chance to do OTAs and stuff like that. But I think we meshed well together right away, and I'm just trying to learn as much as I can from him. He's trying to help us all because he has so much knowledge. So I'm just trying to catch on to everything he's been telling me. He's worked with so many receivers that are similar to me, just so many great receivers in general. So I'm just trying to learn from him. And if I think if I'm on the same page with him, I think I'm going to be in a good spot.
Okay, next up is Jenna Lane.
Hey, Scotty, you've been all over the field catching a ton of passes from Tom Brady. What are some of the details that he harps on with you guys? Because I keep hearing that from receivers that he's very, meticulous about where he, wants you guys to be on your routes and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of specific things within different plays that we have. But like I said before, he's just played so much football and worked with so many good players. So he has so many different little things that help us, whether maybe one of the big thing he harps on is just keeping your arms pumping as a receiver, so the defensive back never knows if you're going to shut it down or take it over the top. So I would say just little things like that, doing a good job catching the ball over your shoulder, so the defensive back can't get his hand in there and break it up. So a lot of things like that, he's kind of helped me with. And I think he's helping our receiving core get even better, from that standpoint.
And what was it like to be on the receiving end of that deep pass yesterday that really opened up practice and seemed to set the tone for the day?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was a fun one. I love going deep. That's my favorite thing. So when I heard the play call, I was excited, and we got a good look for it from the defense. And then, I mean, he just put that thing perfect. It was like he couldn't have handed it off to me better, 40, 50 yards down the field, whatever it was. But it was exciting. I love making those type of plays, like I said. So anytime I can do that, I'll be ready. I'll be ready for it.
All right, next we're going to go to Ed and Cena.
Hey, Scotty, and I know you talked about, your favorite thing is getting downfield, but the way Brady does put the ball where you need it when you're in the middle of the field and in traffic, I mean, what does that do for a receiver? What does it do for the confidence in catching the ball and holding the ball, especially in that area over the middle of the field?
It does a lot. I'd say he's just so accurate. Every one of his balls, he's a technician. So every ball, perfect spiral and exactly where you want it as a receiver, which is nice. Like if you're running across the middle, he'll put it right here where you can just catch it running and run away from the guy where you don't have to slow down at all. So I say those are just some huge things that people might not pick up on, but as a receiver, it's huge, to catch the ball out in front of you and just to make it easier. And he always knows he's so smart and always knows where the zones are going to be, where the openings are going to be within the defense. So if you can just be on the same page with him, you're going to find ways to get open and get the ball.
All right, next is going to be Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Scotty, just wanted to get your thoughts on, I know you're gunning for the third wide receiver role and getting some more playing time on offense, but how bad do you want that punt return and perhaps the kick return jobs and special teams too?
Yeah. I love having the ball in my hands. I think I can make plays when I have the ball in my hands. So whatever that may be, whether it's punt return, kick return, like you said, or as a receiver, I'm willing to do it. So I'll be going after those jobs. I'll be going out there every day, catching punts at practice, catching kicks. And whoever the coaches want back there is who they're going to pick. But if they want me back there, I'll be ready, and I'll be ready to make some plays.
And I saw you beefed up a little bit this year, hitting the weights. Where did you play at last year during the season, and what are you up to right now?
Yeah, so last year, there was some games I was probably dipping into the 160s, which I don't like saying, but it was just tough to keep the weight up. A lot of different things, rookie year, a lot of things that I had to adjust to. So I lost a little bit of weight, but now I'm consistently above 175. So I'm trying to, stick around 180. If I can do that, I'll be playing around 10 pounds, 10, 15 pounds heavier than I was last year. So I think that'll just give me a huge advantage in every aspect of my game.
All right, next up is going to be Luke Easterly.
Scotty, I know this has been a really strange offseason, but, just what are the biggest differences that you feel or notice, from being a rookie to now this being your second camp, your second NFL season? How much more confident are you? And just what are those big differences that you've seen in your second run now?
That's a good question, because I am so much more confident this year than I was last year. Last year coming in, just the biggest thing was I was just thinking so much. I get in the huddle, so much is going through my brain, trying to figure out where I go, where I line up, who I'm hot off of. So many things going through my head, and I couldn't just be me, just ball out and just be confident. So this year I get in the huddle, it's easy for me to understand where I go, my assignment, and then I'm free to be myself and just make plays out there. So I would say that's the biggest thing, just being in the system for a second year and just being able to understand the terminology more fluently has been huge. And then and also I got to stay here in Tampa this offseason, so get used to the heat, work out here with the guys. Spent a lot of time with Chris, with CG. So, picking things up from his game. He's, one of the best receivers in this game. So just so many different things that have helped me that I know I'm going to be a way better player than I was last year.
And if you could just rewind to maybe draft weekend, when you were drafted, and now fast forward, could you have ever imagined you go from being a day 3 draft pick to now being, fighting for basically a starting role with 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers to learn from? Tom Brady's throwing you the football, just what that's like to kind of sit and think about.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's like I'm living a dream, as a kid. This is all you could ever ask for. But honestly, this is what I expect from myself. I expect to be great. I expect to go out there and work every day as hard as anybody, just put myself in a good situation. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. Whatever. I just want to be able to go home at night and be able to look myself in the mirror and know I did everything I can, to make myself the best football player I can be. So I'm going to keep doing that, and hopefully it'll pay off for me.
Okay, next up is Kevin O'Donnell.
Hey, Scotty, obviously you're just a little bit younger than Tom Brady. How long did it take for you to get over the awe that Brady is now your quarterback? And did he do anything to try to kind of put everybody at ease that he's just a normal guy when he's been around you guys?
I mean, it's still a little crazy. I was such a big fan of him growing up, big fan of the Patriots. I would have never thought I'd be in this position. So it's still crazy, but I think he does a great job. He's just a normal dude, just another guy. That's how he acts. He's a cool guy. So he does a great job not making it anything more than it should be. So at this point, he's just one of the guys, and, we're all friends and stuff like that. So we're all cool, and it's all good, but it's still awesome just to be able to play with him.
Did he say anything to relax you guys at all?
Not that I can remember, really. I think just the way he is, he's just got something about him. He's just so, you would never think he's who he is, just he's so humble. So he just makes it really easy.
We have time for a couple more. Next up is going to be Ronnie Lane. All right, we're going to go ahead and go to Greg Allman.
Hey, Scotty, I want to ask you about the catapults, the GPS trackers you guys wear. I think the first time I remember hearing Bruce talk about them last year was when you hit 21 in practice last year. Just want to ask you how comfortable you are with those and where they help you as a receiver.
Yeah, the catapults are big for us. Something I never had in college at Bowling Green, but it just kind of shows you where you're at every day, how fast you're going, how much you need to recover, stuff like that. So I think our sports science department does a great job with that. And they tell you kind of which leg you're cutting off more. So in the weight room, you might need to strengthen one hip more, one leg more than the other, just to keep yourself balanced. And really, I just think it helps preventing, hamstring injuries, soft tissue injuries and stuff like that. So I think our staff does a great job with that. And we try to use it as a tool to benefit us.
All right, now we'll go to Ronnie Lane.
All right, sorry about that. Couldn't get it unmuted. But Scotty, it's different for us all with the coronavirus. So no preseason games. I know the veterans like that a lot. But what about for you, a young player trying to work your way up on the depth chart? What sort of adjustments are you making in camp to compensate for the fact that you don't have any preseason games?
Yeah, it's different. I would have liked to have some games, go out there, make some plays, show what I can do. But at the end of the day, the coaches do a great job putting us in game-like situations at practice. So it's really, just go out there, practice, treat it like a game, and go make big plays. Do what you do. That's the mindset I try and take. Treat every practice like it's a game, like it's a preseason game. So really not too different. We'll probably maybe go live a little bit more this year to try and simulate it. But I mean, that'll be up to the coaches, and I just got to go out there and just do what I do, really.
All right, we got time for one more. We're going to go to Ed Encina.
Hey, Scotty, just going back to the question about, what you were playing at last year. How tough was it to kind of keep on weight? Has that been a kind of a challenge for you? And I guess what kind of did you have to kind of change some lifestyle things to make sure that you were able to keep that weight, have that weight, and keep it on, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's been a challenge for me my whole life, really. That's been one of the biggest things, just trying to put on weight and then keep it throughout a football season. I struggled with in college, throughout last year. And I think it's really this year just making a commitment to it. Every time you sit down and eat, forcing yourself to eat as much as you can, but eat the right food as well. I drink a big protein shake every night before bed. That's a commitment I made, and I stick to it every single night this whole offseason, and I'm going to continue it throughout the season. So if I can just keep doing that, keep hydrated, then I think I should be able to do a good job. But it's just really consistency, just like anything else. So yeah.
All right, that's all for today, Scotty. Appreciate you taking the time.
Yep. Thanks.